So, what do you know about the magic mushroom stores in Toronto?
Almost nothing.
That they're legal now and you can find them anywhere you want, like in any street, just like weed.
Don't understand if it's legal here or if it's actually magic mushrooms or what's going on.
It's like not illegal, but it's not legal.
They advertise pretty openly about what's going on in there, so I didn't think there was anything illegal about it.
To be honest, we had a raid in the store. Apparently they came in here really nice. They allowed us to keep the tip money. They were really nice to the guys working here. They're like, I know you guys are gonna open tomorrow. Don't even trip. And they're just doing their job. It's still a controlled substance. So albino is one of the more expensive strains that we have. Tends to be more on the lower side of hallucinogenic effects. And then we have Thrasher, one of my favorite ones, Trinity. My coworker ate 3.5 grams of this one and he lost his mind, apparently. He found himself but lost his mind. I had a lawyer come in here when we first opened up and he tried to give me like a little debate because I told him like, oh, this is gray market. And he's like, what's gray market? I'm like, I didn't even have an answer. I was like, oh, it's in the process of being legal. He's like, so it's illegal. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
You're not hard to catch for the police. It's the world's easiest search warrant to get. You got a store that says we're selling psilocybin. There is a risk that people could go to jail, especially if someone has a previous criminal record. I've been working in the drug space for many years. In terms of the drugs that were consumed recreationally, it was hardly accessed at all. And then in the last 3 or 4 years, psilocybin, but all psychedelics have had this renaissance. And there's been a huge recreational interest in psilocybin. Makes people more mindful, makes them more creative, more compassionate, more empathetic. They talk about ego dissolution, in which you stop comparing yourself to your fellow man or woman, thinking about how beautiful you are or how successful you are, and you take joy in just existing.
Ego death is when you are gifted the opportunity to experience consciousness outside of yourself, outside of your individual being. And when you get to touch into that place, it can definitely shift your life in monumental ways. The mushrooms themselves will speak to you. They have their own agenda and sentience. I don't know that they desire in the way that we conceptualize of like having an intent, but maybe they do. I don't know.
Before it was labeled as drugs, it was a super ancient medicine. It's also said that it gives you 5 years of therapy. I always felt like super out of place in my life. I was always like, I don't think I fit in, I don't think I belong. And this one time I was doing shrooms and these like weird plant spirits looking things just came over and they're like, yeah, this is just a phase you're going through, and like made me feel so good. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I stopped thinking about those things at all.
We all have taken mushrooms. We all have experienced something beautiful with these mushrooms.
It's just the process of growing them is what like hooks you kind of.
Some of them look really cool when they grow. Some of them are just like, they grow so fast. Like it's almost like they have a certain magic to them when they grow. We germinate spores onto grains. We take that and we mix it with a substrate, which for psilocybin mushrooms is usually poop. It's some sort of shit. We tried cow shit, horse shit, alpaca shit, sheep shit. We tried all types of shit. After we mix it inside a tub or a bag, they pop up in 2 to 3 weeks.
I think that what mushroom teaches that you shouldn't cut corners.
Yes. They teach you patience. Like you gotta be very patient with them
and do everything thoroughly.
Yeah, and you gotta learn how to have failure after failure after failure.
People who are passionate about psilocybin because there's real risk. In my experience, it's people who think this is absolutely wrong, the laws, and it is my belief that this civil disobedience is going to change the laws around it.
I am happy they're open. I absolutely do not care about making any kind of drug illegal.
If alcohol is legal, which I don't consume, then other mind-altering chemicals should be legal too. Why demonize one and advertise the fuck out of another?
Hello, my name is Reggie Floyd, spokesperson for Fun Guys. We have a position. We feel strongly about it. We think a lot of other Canadians feel as strongly about it as we do. We're talking about years that it's going to take to legalize it. It's very similar to marijuana, right? How long did that trial go on before everyone sort of came around to what we all knew? Sometimes it takes something like this to change the law. It is an act of civil disobedience.
My name is Jeffrey Ross. I'm a detective sergeant with the Toronto Police Service. I'm currently attached to our drug squad. These are not at all acts of civil disobedience. They're criminal acts. These types of organizations that are supported by layers of criminality, layers of money laundering, shell companies, and in many instances, individuals that are seen far outside of the intended persona that is being put out as being less serious substances for holistic reasons.
Money laundering exists in all levels of businesses, right? There's absolutely zero other drugs being peddled in these stores. If these detectives wanted to come in off the clock and have a look around and see what's on the menu, they're more than welcome to. There's nothing fishy going on behind the scenes in terms of some big drug operations. All I know is the community of mushroom users and psilocybin users. I know what they're like, and I know that the benefits that so many people could have by having access to something like this is worth the risks that come with it. We're gonna look back 5 years from now, and we're gonna think, wasn't that ridiculous that we were arresting people for growing mushrooms?